Welcome to this week's Talking Codswallop. I am Gemma. I haven't got the Jameses with me this week because this episode we are doing a tribute. So recently, as most people know, and also I mentioned it on last week's episode as well, Ozzy Osbourne passed away, and it was really, really hard for me, basically. And it was also really, really hard for the person that I'm actually speaking to today. I also wouldn't be right not to get a person from Birmingham on the podcast. So from the Chronicles of Podcast, but also a very, very good friend, please welcome to the show, Jamie Westwood.
Hey. Hi.
Fellow metaler as well. Whoop, whoop. Yeah.
That's the only good thing that's come out of all of this is everyone speaking nicely about Birmingham. It's a lovely change. I know it's going to end pretty soon, but at the moment, I'm taking it.
Yeah. Well, it's like earlier I sent you a song, didn't I, that somebody created that Birmingham isn't shit or something it was called.
Yeah, not a shithole. We've got Mackie's on the ramp. That's all we need.
I like Birmingham. I've never lived there, but I do like it to visit. So I prefer it over London, personally.
I've always said Birmingham is a shithole, but it's our shithole.
Yes.
So we love it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you've got to be proud of where you're from, haven't you?
Absolutely.
So she who slates her hometown on a daily basis, but you know. So, Jamie, how have you been?
Yeah, I'm good. As you said, it's been a week. It's definitely been a week. This has hit me harder than I expected, to be honest with you. It's been a weird one.
Yeah, because like I said, last week's episode, me and James were discussing just in brief about the Back to the Beginning concert that he put on, which was obviously amazing. But I think the big shocker is that when Ozzy was on stage, when he was on his own or when he was on with Black Sabbath, he looked, obviously he looked like, with regards to like the being able to move and things like that, or his lower half of him, you could see that he was unwell. But because he sounded so great and he still was in there, I think it has become such a shock that literally, I think it was 11 days later, he's died.
Yeah, like you say, he was so full of life. Like the amount of times he kept trying to stand up and stuff like that, which broke my heart every time he tried to do it. But like he sounded incredible. He was full of energy. Like he was incredible. You would not have known that 2-3 weeks later this would happen. And it's absolute. And I think that's what makes it so heartbreaking as well, because everyone thought he's great. He can now go into retirement on his own terms and he can enjoy the last of his days. We all thought the last of his days was going to be longer than it bloody was.
Yeah. Although I have, obviously there's the rumour mill going around, but I hear that, I did hear that it might have been like an aided.
I've heard that rumour too,
timely pass and things like that. Yeah. But regardless, I think if it was, first of all, that's the most heavy metal way of going.
Go out on your own terms.
Yeah, exactly. But secondly, if he did choose that, then that's his choice, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's his life. It's his choice at the end of the day. Yeah, I have heard that rumour too. But I was watching an interview with Tony Iommi, and he said, after Ozzy passed, and he was saying that I think he just put so much energy and effort into that Back to the Beginning show and doing the best he could for the fans. Just took it out of him. He had no more fight left. He just gave it everything he had that was left in him. And if that was the case, again, what a way to go out, to just give everything you can to bow out to your fans and your family and your friends and everyone that was there. Yeah,
exactly. But yeah, it is devastating as well. And also, we're recording this the day after his, I'm not sure if it was the funeral, but it was certainly the cars going through Birmingham and the family go into the great. Well, it's not a graveside. Sorry, it's for people who don't know. Well, Jamie might be able to explain it a little bit better than I can because obviously you're from there. But there's a bridge which has got a bench, which is the Black Sabbath bench.
Yes.
So basically everybody's been leaving balloons and flowers and tributes there, haven't they?
It's absolutely stunning. I went there Saturday last week and it was overflowing with flowers and just cards and everything. But yeah, that thing yesterday, I believe they started at Villa Park. He's a huge Villa fan. They drove past his childhood home on Bridge Road, I think it is, in Aston. Made it all the way down to Broad Street, which is the road that the bridge is on.
Yeah.
Thousands and thousands of fans that were there. I really wanted a day off to work, but I just couldn't get the day off.
Yeah.
And like you say, they stopped at that bridge. The family all got out and laid a flower each and stuff like that. And they just drove off. And I believe the actual funeral was today. He's been buried next to a lake on his private property where they lived in Berkshire, apparently. I was reading earlier.
Oh, okay. Buckinghamshire, wasn't it?
Might have been. I can't remember, if I'm honest. But it was, something like that.
But yeah, regardless. But yeah, you'd think you wouldn't be buried in Birmingham, wouldn't you?
You'd think so, wouldn't you?
Damn.
But come on.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I do kind of get why you wanted it on private land, because you're just going to get so many people and stuff like that. And this is a time for the family and stuff like that. So I get it completely get it. I hope they do put something in Birmingham for fans to go to. Like, we need an Ozzy statue. Like, just fucking give it us.
Yeah. I don't necessarily believe, because I know there's been a lot of petitions going around about the airport being changed to Ozzy Osbourne Airport and things like that. And I'm a bit like, come on now, guys. And I might be berated for this sort of thing, but it's perhaps a little bit much to change the name of the airport.
I mean, I'm with you. It is a bit much, but yes, I did sign the petition, because if it happened, it would be fucking awesome.
Well, wouldn't it be better to have like a train station, Crazy Train and all that?
Oh god, that's someone's missed the boat on that. That's a great idea. Why didn't anyone think of that?
Well,
that's a much better idea, to be fair. Yeah, I mean, we've got a tram with his name on it, so it's close. We've got the Crazy Tram.
Oh, well, there you go. I think Birmingham has definitely done enough nods to Ozzy and Black Sabbath, but at the same time, we can always have more. We can always have more, definitely.
Oh, always. And it's been beautiful seeing the outpouring of love.
It has, with regards to like the heavy metal community and things like that, because obviously we're strong players in the sense that we like the music and things like that, which you've pretty much grown up with it, haven't you? Because am I correct in thinking your parents were into heavy metal as well?
My mum raised me on it. My mum is a huge Ozzy and Sabbath fan, so I've been listening to this since I was a kid.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, I think that's part of why it hit me hard as well, because I've known of Ozzy and heard his voice since I was a baby, pretty much. Like, it's always been in my life. And, like, my first concert when I was 10, Ozzy was there. So, it's, yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's cool.
I went to Monsters of Rock 96. I was 10 years old, Kiss and Ozzy co-headlining. I don't remember much from that day, but one thing I do remember is Ozzy playing War Pigs. Like, it's just something that's stuck in my head. It's like one of those early memories for me.
Yeah, that is really cool. I'm quite envious, actually. I'm not going to lie.
I've seen him a couple of times. I've seen Sabbath once, so I'm happy I at least got to see him once or twice. My problem is a lot of my favourite artists are like older bands that are no longer in their heyday, shall we say, and I didn't get to see them in their heyday, so I'm like, fuck, at least I got to see Ozzy doing what he does best, because from that Back to the Beginning performance, he still got it. Like, he didn't miss a beat.
No, he didn't. No, it was interesting to see, because as much as we're going to be raving about Ozzy, we can also accept the fact that, he was at times a bit of a dick, and he did do a few things that he wasn't proud of. But you know what? He owned it.
This is it. This is exactly it. And I was going to say that I know he's a polarising person. He did some terrible things. The man was a drug addict, an alcoholic, so on and so forth. Like, we all know the public battles him and Sharon had. But I'm not excusing that in the slightest.
No.
But he did turn his life around. He got sober. He admitted all the things he'd done wrong, and he tried to make amends for that. And, if Sharon forgived him, then I don't see why we can't. And remember, and I think the good he's done does outweigh the bad at the end of the day.
Yes.
Because, like I say, the bat thing you can forgive him for. He didn't do that on purpose. Biting the head off a dove, however, he did do on purpose because he was high as balls. So, I get why people are against him with the animal rights and things like that. I completely get it. He's a very polarising person. He absolutely is. Yeah,
with regards to like the dove and thing. Yeah, I don't agree with that. And there was at one point when you were sort of reading articles about him and you were going, oh God, what's Ozzy done now? Kind of thing. And but then it like you said, it turned. It's like, wow, what is Ozzy doing now? And it's like that concert that they put on, I've forgotten the date, sorry. It was in July, wasn't it?
Back to the beginning, 5th of July, I think it was. Yeah, 5th of July, I think it was.
Yeah, so all of the proceeds that were raised from that event was like £140 million.
I think it was even billion.
Oh, okay. Well, last I heard it was 140 million, so...
I'm going to do an on-air Google, yes.
Yeah. But that went across 3 charities, one for Parkinson's, and then there was 2 children's a hospital, one children's charity. And so basically it's like anybody who went on the live stream, anybody who went and brought tickets for the event. So what a legacy to leave.
£140 million.
Oh, so I was right. Thank you for confirming that I was right. I always am, but thank you for confirming.
Yeah, and like you say, everyone, and as far as I'm aware, none of the bands took any payment for that as well. All their money went to the charity as well, which is fucking amazing.
That is absolutely amazing then. Yeah, definitely. Because I did wonder if there may have been a few overheads, and I suppose there may have been a few, but it sounds like there wasn't very many at all. So that is so impressive. And also the fact that all the, like you said, like all or some of the bands didn't take payment. It was just like the honour to be there kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's really good.
And it's going to keep going because I know like a lot of things around Birmingham. There's a rock pub in Birmingham called Scruffy Murphy's. They've made their own cocktail. I can't remember what it's called now, but basically all the money they make from this cocktail, they're donating to Birmingham Children's Charity in the name of Ozzy.
Oh, wow.
And I think a few different places are doing things like that. So, yeah, it's going to keep going in his name, which I absolutely love.
Yeah, no, definitely. So, that's the thing, isn't it? The background stuff that you don't necessarily know unless you live somewhere. Very good. Yes. Maybe every time anybody rides the Aussie tram, the ticket costs. I don't know. Do you charge tickets for them or is it free?
No, you're going to pay to go on. You can probably walk faster than them, but yeah.
Yeah, to be honest, we haven't got a tram, so I don't actually know whether you have to pay for a tram or whatever. But maybe when you go on the Aussie tram, we could donate that money as well.
That'd be a good idea.
I'm sure the council would like that.
Oh, yeah. But I love that because that's his legacy now. That's what he's left behind is all this money for children's charity. So yeah, like we said, he's done a lot of bad shit in his past, which is made amends for.
Yeah.
And look at all the great stuff he's done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this really hurts. The more I talk about him and think about him, the more it upsets me that he's gone. It really does.
I know. I feel exactly the same. I'm sort of like laughing and joking around, but although that's my sort of nature as well, it has been like I've listened to a lot of his music lately, sort of non-stop since the announcement. And, I do listen to quite a bit of music, but I have been listening a lot more. And there's like certain songs that I can't listen to, which is like Mama, I'm Coming Home. And there was another one.
I've been listening to Changes constantly since.
Is that one of your favourite songs?
I do love Changes by Black Sabbath. I wasn't a big fan of the version with Kelly, I'll be honest, that they released several years ago. But the original Sabbath one I absolutely love. But again, that from back to the beginning, that was another thing that stood out for me was Youngblood. Because I am a huge Youngblood fan, have been for years, and everyone talking about how great he is and saying that's his Freddie at Live Aid moment. I'm like, yeah, fuck, put some respect on Youngblood's name. Everyone knows how good he is now. Yes.
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't know who he was. Just to go back to it, it's Life Won't Wait is the other one.
Yeah.
Yes, for him, his Scream album that I've been listening to. But sorry, just to go back to that very quickly. And I was like, it's a bit close to the knuckle, that one. So I was a bit like, no, I can't listen. I'm going to cry in the car and I don't want to cry and drive. But yeah, I didn't know who Youngblood was, to be completely honest. And that was actually an eye opener for me. So because I'm a bit behind in the times when it comes to actually keeping up with what's new and what's not. So, but yeah, he was incredible.
He's incredible, and him and Ozzy were so close as well.
Yeah,
like Ozzy even said like, whatever you need, I'll be there for you. That he gave him in one of his original Sabbath crosses. Like, he saw a lot in Youngblood, so it's actually quite beautiful. I know Youngblood said that he will now play changes at every show he does for the rest of his career.
Yeah.
Because he owes Ozzy everything as far as he's concerned.
Yeah.
And I think that is the thing that's upset me the most. Like Youngblood says, we owe Ozzy everything.
Yeah.
The music we love to this day, if it wasn't for Ozzy Osbourne turning up to a music shop and putting a sign in a window saying Ozzy Zig needs a gig, we wouldn't love the music that we love today. And it's fucking heartbreaking.
Honestly, it's the birth of metal, isn't it? And where did it start? Birmingham. Woo-woo.
Yeah.
It's not a shithole. It's not a shithole. I've forgotten the song, but
it's a home of metal, man.
Exactly. But it's just really, really sad. But what was really nice, go back to the funeral, the live funeral that we saw, because we saw it via streaming, didn't we?
Yes, the procession.
Because unfortunately, like Jamie said, he couldn't get the time off work, and I don't live close enough to actually be there. So what was really nice, because we're both strong believers in the Sophie Lancaster Foundation, and it was like evidence the metal community come out for their own, wasn't it? It was like so many people.
Oh yeah,
it was insane how many people were there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when I went to the murals and stuff the other week, let me just find the photo. There was a little note that someone had left, just like with their flowers, and it broke me. Like I almost burst into tears when I read this, because it's just absolutely incredible. It says, Ozzy didn't make music. He made a world where we are free to be who we truly are. Thank you, John Osborne. And I was like, if that doesn't tie into everything what goes on with the foundation and stuff like that, then nothing else does. Because he created this world for us all to be ourselves, like you say. And, that broke me when I read that. It really did. Because he gave all the misfits and the weirdos this world that we all love and adore.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, Christ, God, there's so many bands that wouldn't have been people that were on the stage, you know, back to the, I keep wanting to say Back to the Future, back to the beginning. But, you know, there was Slayer there was Metallica there was Guns N' Roses there. But, you know, Slash was there.
Slash was there. Slash, Duff, they were all there. Just unfortunately, so was Axl.
Yeah. Oh God, that was awful. That was painful watching him sing.
I was going to say, they had to cover one of my favourite Sabbath songs, and I just can't hear it properly now, because I just hear Axl. And what is this? I don't even know if my mic picked that up or went that high pitch then.
It did. Yeah, hopefully it did anyway. So if not, we'll just get you to record it again and send it across. But oh my God, yeah, it was absolutely, somebody who needs to hang up their microphone is Axl Rose. I mean, he looked awful. People were saying something like, is it Ma Baker? Or, you know, the mum that was from the Goonies, but yes. The mum of Sloth.
I can see it. I really can see it.
Yeah, but oh my God, I was listening. I was in my bedroom watching and listening on my computer, and you know, because obviously I wasn't able to be there in person. You know, as neither of us were, but as many of us weren't as well. But when they started singing "Welcome to the Jungle," I was absolutely cry laughing. It was unbelievable, and it was really sad though at the same time, because it's like I used to love not Axl Rose. I used to love Guns N' Roses, so it's like, why have you done this to me? But I had to go and get my mum and Graham, my stepdad, and get them to have a listen to it, and I was absolutely roaring with laughter. But the good thing about the live stream was, apart from the 2-hour delay, which I know a lot of people disliked and stuff, which at 12 o'clock at night, I was also one of those people as well.
Yeah.
But, I'm tired, I want to go to sleep. But the one good thing about the live stream is that if it was like a band that you weren't overly bothered about watching, you could just turn it off for a few minutes and come back to it.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So I actually just left the room when Guns N' Roses was on, because I was like, I can't, this is painful. I can't watch it. Yeah.
So bad. Bad. The funny thing is, Becky, my wife, went to go see them a couple of weeks beforehand.
Yeah.
And she said, like, when he sings normally, he sounds fine.
Oh.
It's when he tries to do high-pitched.
Yeah.
So for some reason, he turned up that day at Back to the Beginning and thought, I'm going to sing everything high-pitched and out of tune. The mind boggles.
Yeah. Maybe it was because like the rest of the band were like, no, we won't take payment or whatever. And he was like, well, I can't take payment now, so I'm not going to put on a good performance. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, it is Axl Rose, so he could have thought like that.
It wouldn't surprise me in the fucking slightest.
No, not at all. No. Oh dear. So yeah. And a mutual friend of ours was actually at that gig.
Yes, Lucy went, didn't she?
Yeah, Lucy Caton. So for those that listen on a regular basis, I do say her name quite often. It's because she does the coolest things. And also Jamie does the coolest things. I'm surrounded by people who do cool things. I don't do many cool things myself, sadly, at the moment. But, fuck it.
I mean, you talk to me. That's pretty cool.
I know, exactly. Yeah. What more do I need?
Yeah, I was gutted I couldn't go. In hindsight, after what happened, I was like, why didn't I just say fuck it and put it on a credit card or something and just go?
Yeah.
I'm really gutted now.
But don't be gutted, because we still managed to see it. So do you know what I mean?
Well,
It was important. We still managed to see it. And we saw it from the comfort of, well, this chair was not that comfortable, but hopefully you got to see it from like a sofa or something fun.
Well, funny about that one. I saw up until Master of Puppets by Metallica from the comfort of my own home.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had a massive power cut in our street.
Oh, no.
So we basically had to... I found a tripod that I use for my phone when we're doing podcast recordings.
Yeah.
We attached Becky's phone to that, and we sat there in candlelight and watched it on my phone.
Oh, well, at least you have phone battery still. Thank goodness.
At least we got to watch it, but yeah.
Yeah.
Not necessarily for the comfort.
No, not necessarily. I was going to say, was that, because obviously the live stream was 2 hours behind. So was that when Ozzy was on stage and he was letting all the fireworks go? Was that what caused the power cut, do you think?
I wondered that. They sent all the power from in Birmingham to Villa Park and just destroyed everyone else's electricity.
Yeah.
I mean, if that is the reason, then fair enough. I'm not even mad. It's fine.
Yeah. Hopefully you still get a rebate, though. That'll be good.
Fingers crossed. No,
yeah, fingers crossed.
Wasn't out long enough.
But no, like I said, Lucy was there. And, she just happened to be sat behind Jason Momoa a couple of times as well. And it's like,
yeah,
I like you, Lucy, but not right now, eh? No, of course I like you, Lucy. I wouldn't ever say that seriously. But yeah, very, very jealous. So,
I mean, I think 99.9% of the female population probably would have been, to be fair. So, yeah.
Yeah. Are you not saying that you're a little bit jealous, not a little bit jealous as well?
I mean, he's a handsome man. I can not even deny that. He is a handsome man. So, I wouldn't mind touching a bit of Momoa. Why not?
Very good.
Hello, Jason. Oh, no. My main takeaway from Momoa from that whole day, though, was why the fuck did he change his T-shirt every time we saw him?
I don't know.
I was like, what are you, Britney, with costumes changes? What's going on?
That is quite a funny thought. That is definitely. I mean, the fact that he got into the mosh pit, that was pretty cool.
Oh,
I'm not sure. I was trying to work out if it was like he had security around him or not, but I don't think he did. I think it was just that he decided that he was going to go straight in. Everyone was going to either protect him or do exactly what they were doing, And it was the fact that it was Jason Momoa next to them, but at the same time, it was like a fellow metaler, It wasn't anyone extra special in that moment. So which was awesome. And until they had to try and get him out. I imagine that was quite interesting, but yeah.
Yeah, I loved that. Sorry, the next band is Pantera. They're one of my favourite bands of all time. I'm getting in with you guys. I just fucking ran. I was like, fair play.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And to be fair, Pantera were awesome. And Tool, I love Tool as well. So
I don't get
you're not a fan?
It's not even that I dislike them. I just don't get it.
I think it's a personal choice.
Yeah.
Isn't it? It's a personal choice.
Them and Gojira, I'm just like, I don't get it.
No, it's not just you. There are obviously going to be other people out there, and I don't take offence by it, but other people might, of course. So, letters to Jamie if you're a Tool fan and you don't like him. But
No, Tool fans are really passionate.
Yes, they are. I think it's because it's like really experimental, and some people just don't kind of get it, kind of thing. But no, I really enjoy their music. So it was pretty cool seeing them on stage and things like that. So, but yeah, all in all, I mean, obviously, the main man himself, when Ozzy came on, and then when he came on was Black Sabbath. Oh my God, it was absolutely epic. That chair, I want that chair. I'm not gonna lie, I want that cool. Chair. Yeah, but very quickly, just to think of Ozzy in the 80s, for example, 70s, 80s, doing all the drugs and everything like that. Ozzy in 2025 has a lovely cup of tea and a mouth squirt.
I was actually going to mention that next. So you'll beat me to it on that one, because that was my favourite take. It panned out and I looked and I was like, what's on his table? Throat spray, a cup of tea, and I think there was a bottle of water. And I was like, I fucking love you, Ozzy.
Yeah.
Like, how do you represent Birmingham? You go on stage with a cup of tea. I fucking love you.
Exactly. I was like, oh my God. Yeah. So that was, and he was just so full of life, wasn't he? That's why, again, it's quite sad. But yeah, he was just so full of life.
You could see how happy he was.
Yeah. So we all giving a clap for him.
Oh yeah, it was like this.
No, 100%.
Like I say, just when he kept trying to get out of the chair, and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Damn, she was killing him.
I bet Sharon was backstage going, fucking Ozzy, sit the fuck down. Yeah. Do not get out of that chair. So have you seen Black Sabbath before, or have you just seen Ozzy?
I saw Sabbath, one of the downloads. I can't remember what year it was. I think it was 2012, possibly. Can't remember. But yeah, I saw Sabbath, and Bill wasn't with them, though, if memory serves. It was someone else standing in for him. And I saw Ozzy at Ozfest in 2001, I believe it was. It was like between Monsters of Rock and between Download. They did an Ozfest at Donington, and I went to that, and that was amazing. Yeah,
because I went to an Ozfest as well, which was in, what we call now the O2 in London. But I think it was called the Millennium Stadium at that point. So it was still, it was a music venue. So it might have been changed to the O2. I'm not sure. But that was incredible. I think even Slipknot were there that day, and there was loads. It was a bit like the event we've just been talking about, and so there was loads of people like Marilyn Manson. I know he also did another gig with Rob Zombie as well.
Yes,
that was also in London. I saw them. Yeah, so that was amazing. So again, but do you know what the funny thing is that the time before Back to the Beginning, which again I would nearly say Back to the Future, but Back to the Beginning, he seemed older the time that I saw him before than he did when we saw him on the live stream.
Was that before he got sober?
That's a good point. I think he was sober. I think he was, but I'm not sure.
Fair. I can't remember what year he got sober, to be honest.
No, exactly. And were you a fan of the Osbournes as well?
Oh, I loved it. I even had the CD soundtrack back in the day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
System of a Down covering Snowblind by Sabbath. Great cover.
Nice.
Unfortunately, I had Kelly's version of Papa Don't Preach on there as well, but these things happen.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Unfortunately, I mean, she tried. We've got to give her that. She tried.
She did try. But yeah, I fucking loved the Osbournes. It was incredible. I was watching it because the show that comes out, the Chronicles of Podcast, on this Friday, we talk a little bit about Ozzy, obviously. And we mentioned a couple of moments from the Osbournes. I was looking at clips earlier to put clips in the show, and I was fucking howling when he's threatening his cat.
Yeah.
It's like, Jim, whatever your name is, you'll be fucking dead if you touch my chicken. I was fucking crying. I was like, I love this guy so much.
Sharon!
Oh, so funny.
Yeah, why is there shit everywhere? Sort of thing. That's what I remember. It was shit. This was like wonderful mansion of a house, and it was like shit everywhere from all the dogs.
It's like, Sharon, your dog's pissed on this carpet. He's a fucking terrorist. He's in one of Bin Laden's gangs. I was like, what the
was so funny. It was honestly, it was so funny. It's like, you know, yeah, because there's been so many like short video, you know, the shorts is what they're called, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you know, like clips and things like that of him, you know, just tarting around and doing things on like podcasts that was all over like Facebook and stuff like that, which, you know, has been really nice to watch, but also it's been quite sad to watch as well. But, you know, some of them have absolutely just kept me roaring. It's just, he's always had that sense of humor. It's kind of like he's a cheeky, charming asshole, isn't he?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And I say that with the biggest love in my heart. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I love him. He was just unapologetically himself, and I absolutely love him for it. I love how proud he was of being himself.
Yes.
It's just, there's a clip I've seen which says it all, really. I don't know if you've ever heard the story of when he first met Geezer Butler.
No.
Turned up at his house, like no socks and shoes on, wearing a pair of sandals, rugged, scruffy as anything, and has a shoe on the end of a dog lead. And I was watching an interview with Michael Parkinson, and Michael Parkinson said to him, "Why do you have a shoe on the end of a dog lead?" He turned around, he just went, "Because I really wanted a dog and we couldn't afford one." How can you not love this man? No. Fucking incredible. Fucking incredible. Oh, there'll never be another one.
No, there definitely won't. There definitely won't. I don't want to take us from a serious side, but there was another thing that I was going to say as well, is that I'm really pleased that he managed to sort of make up with all of his children as well, you know, and make them proud of him as well. So, I mean, you know, because he had two children from the first marriage, and then he had 3 children with Sharon, I believe. Yeah, so 5 in total. And so it's really nice that, you know, they managed to reconcile.
Yeah, I think
to, you know, so he can get close to them again, you know, so at least it's a fond memory rather than a sad one. But
I think that was a big regret of his when he got sober, was because he was so high and drunk all the time and out on tour and living his life.
Yeah.
He didn't really get to be there for his kids, and I think he definitely made amends for that when he could, and seeing how close him and Kelly were is a prime example of that.
Yeah.
She's a mini him. I mean, she looks just like her mom, but yeah.
Yeah. You'd think that Jack would be, but actually Jack is probably the most sensible out of all of them, isn't he? That's saying a lot.
Yeah, yeah, to be fair.
No, but I just, as someone who's been in, I'm going to say pop culture, but, you know, it's like he came from obviously came from a massive background in music. Then, you know, then the Osbournes came about, and it's like, he's a household name. Everybody, even if you don't like heavy metal, everybody knows Ozzy Osbourne. But it's actually interesting for me. It's like I knew about him before I knew about Black Sabbath.
Okay.
I got one of those CDs that had loads of artists on, different music and things like that. And I think like had Ozzy on there. And so, you know, I was listening to it and I was like, oh, wow, you know, I'm really enjoying this song. And I think it was actually Crazy Train, because that was one of the first songs I actually heard by him. Because when this was all happening, I was sort of around 15, 16 sort of age. And although the internet did exist, it was very, 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 very slow dial-up. And you didn't really think to like Google something at that point, did you? So it was like you had to sort of learn and find stuff yourself.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's like through like Kerrang magazine and things like that, I probably found out that he was like original lead singer of Black Sabbath. So I went down that route and obviously loved Black Sabbath as well. But yeah, it was 100%. It was Ozzy first, and then it was Black Sabbath that I found out that way. So
because of our age, like Ozzy was a solo artist when we were growing up. That's what we knew.
Yeah.
We didn't grow up in the heyday of Sabbath.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, we missed out, didn't we?
You really did. I missed out on all the best music.
I was going to say, in some ways we missed out, but in other ways we kind of didn't miss out because, you know, if Ozzy, for example, because obviously we're mainly talking about him, if he was drunk and unable to sing on stage, did we really miss out? But, you know.
Fair point, yeah.
I think he always had like a stage persona though, didn't he? That when he went on stage, he performed and he was loyal to his fans. There's no question about that.
There's many interviews I've heard him say that he owes his fans everything. He loves his fans so much. Like everything he does is for his fans. No matter what's going on in his life, he goes out and gives 100% because his fans have always been there for him. They've never given up on him. All the crap he's done in his life, they've always been there chanting his name and absolutely loving him. And he's stuck by that. He said it at the back to the beginning. He said it in interviews for years before that. He's always loved his fans.
Yeah, and we love you back, Ozzy.
And we love you back, yeah. I think that's why this has hit so hard, because we love him, because we owe everything to him. This is a conversation I was having with my mate Andy the other day. He was saying, like, if Ozzy, Tony, Bill and Geezer hadn't got together one day and decided, right, let's start this band, let's make scary music, people love horror films, and create heavy metal, then, for example, the pub Scruffy Murphy's, a rock pub, wouldn't exist. I wouldn't have gone there. I wouldn't have met my wife. I wouldn't have a daughter. If that music never existed, I wouldn't have met my friends through this music to then meet, this is going to sound weird, but to then meet my ex-girlfriend who I then moved to Cheltenham with, to then meet my ex-girlfriend, another ex-girlfriend, to then have my other kids.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have like that thing with my mum. Me and my mum love music together. We wouldn't have that because that music wouldn't exist. Like everything, all the opportunities we've had with the podcast, the work with the Sophie Lancaster Foundation, pretty much everything I can think of in my life I owe to the music I listen to, and that's because of those four gentlemen.
Yeah.
And Ozzy was the front guy of that. He was the person that was out there and everyone recognised. So yeah, if it wasn't for Ozzy, my life would be incredibly fucking different, and I'd gutted I could never thank him for that. And I just hope he knows how appreciative and how thankful we are that he put that poster in a music shop in Aston one day back in the 60s. Because that's how it all boils down to. Oh.
Yeah, to be honest, I think he would know. And yeah, okay, you didn't get your opportunity to tell him in person or whatever. But yeah, I think he knew from all of the faces of all of the people and the faceless. Do you know what I mean? It's like... Yeah. All of the people with his that listened to his music, that supported him, through thick and thin. And again, there was a lot of thick.
There was a lot of thick, yeah.
Yeah, and he was no angel. Don't get me wrong. Again, from the start, we're not saying the angel or anything like that, but he was a legend. He was an absolute legend, and he will be missed. And I think personally, that is a good way of ending this episode. What do you think, Jamie?
I absolutely agree. All that can be said is rest in peace, Ozzy. Thank you for everything.
Yeah, absolutely. So before we go, because obviously you're a podcaster, so please, and obviously I'm a podcaster as well, it would be...
Really?
Yeah, I know. It's
I wonder what I was doing.
We're friends and we're both podcasters. Sitting in a broom cupboard on your own. But no, it wouldn't be right if I didn't give you the opportunity to sell your shit. So where can people find you, Amy?
Easiest place is all social medias at TCO Pod, or we've got the website www.thechroniclesofpodcast.com. Head there. You can find links to all our socials and everything we do on there. New episodes every single week. You've either got myself and Tom talking absolute bollocks and just having a good old jolly old fun time together, or we've got weekly interviews, although this week's is the first interview in about 4 weeks, I think.
Yeah.
We've also got live interviews from music festivals we've done. There is so much content for you to enjoy. You'll be there for fucking ages watching it all. So please do, because it mean the world to me, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. And as Jamie said as well, you can watch it. You can go onto their YouTube page as well and watch it, so you can listen to it while watching. So maybe listen to it on silent and then go on their YouTube channel and watch it at the same time, and then they get double the ratings. So, which is
I love this idea, Gemma.
I know.
Love this idea.
If only I could just do them for myself. That's the only thing. I've got amazing ideas for everybody else.
Yeah, YouTube is our main one. We do like people to go to the YouTube because obviously there are visual aids in the episodes, and you sort of, I don't know, but if it's just me, but I enjoy interviews more if I can see the people talking. So
yeah,
it's entirely up to you, however you want to listen, because sometimes audio is much easier because it's on the go. Either way, wherever you look for, we're there.
Yeah, exactly, and 100% worth a listen as well, guys. This is a recommendation from me. Also, I just want to say, say as well, Jamie Westwood managed to get Wednesday 13 as an interview, and I still hate you for it. But, you know, I also love you. A bit like earlier, you know?
Yeah, I'm still riding the high from that one myself.
Yeah, I can agree. I can understand that 100%. So obviously, if this is your first time listening to Talking Codswallop podcast, we can be found again on all social media at Codswallop Pod. Made it simple, you know, like and subscribe. We're not on YouTube, but we might be soon. So things are coming down the pipeline. But anyway, so in that case, I think that we've been talking enough Codswallop this week about the amazing legend that is Ozzy Osbourne. I have been Gemma.
I have been Jamie.
You have. And in the words of Ozzy Osbourne, I'm going to hand it over to the Brummie.
Rock and roll!
Yeah! Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you, bye.
This podcast is a production of Unfiltered Studios. If you would like to know more about joining Unfiltered Studios, please visit our website at unfpod.com for more information.